For the first question we got tonight, how y'all? We gonna start off with NFL. How y'all feel about Shedeur Sanders sliding to the fifth round of the NFL draft?
Gotta let our guests go first.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, Tyler, how you feel about?
I feel. I honestly don't know how to feel about him falling down to the fifth round. I mean, honestly, Shedeur, he's a mid-level quarterback in my eye. Like he had a lot of targets at Colorado, but like most of his throws were because his wide receivers came down with the ball. They made fantastic catches, and I really don't. I really don't blame NFL teams for picking him in the fifth round.
He won the top two quarterback
So,
in the
but
draft.
like, out of all the quarterbacks, he wasn't better than them.
I mean,
You got Cal Ward, then you
eh,
got
He's for sure better than Tyler Shaw, right?
he
Let's be
he
real.
he, he better than
yeah,
Tyler
he's
Sutton.
definitely better. He's definitely
Okay,
better than
so
Tyler.
sliding
He
all the way
not
to
better
the
than
fifth
Jordan.
round. He not better than Dylan Gabriel.
No,
He not
no,
better than Dylan Gabriel.
no,
Oh, that's
no,
crazy.
This is a
no.
question we should ask. What does
No.
not
We
make
ain't
him
say how he
better?
feels. So he not
You
better than
asked me how
Dylan
you feel. I'm
Gabriel.
just asking this question of what does not make him better than Dylan Gabriel? What does not make him better than Dylan Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel
And
is
you
the
like,
more accurate quarterback.
huh?
He's the more
Shedeur had the
accurate
highest
quarterback
completion percentage in the NCAA.
And
by
one
doing
more.
check downs and bubble screens.
Guess because they had no run
Check,
game. Because they had
check
no run
downs
game.
and bubble screen.
They check down was their run game.
I can say though they did run an air raid offense. That I can't agree with you on, but I'm gonna say he did lead in percentages as far as in college football.
And don't act like they weren't taking shots. They were taking shots. Like it wasn't just all check downs and bubble screens at all.
Yeah,
They were taking
That's
only
the
shots.
reason it
majority of
was,
his passes.
but only reason it was so much of that because their run game was in the bottom of college football.
I don't know because
What,
somebody did tell me today he had the same stats as Will Rogers.
what?
And what?
In what?
As completions because they got an
Okay,
air raid.
don't talk to that person on that freak that.
We did go look. They were about the same. Not gonna lie. But what Carlos said though, they didn't have a run game. So you know what I'm saying. And plus two,
I
it ain't
mean,
like he didn't take chances in throwing the ball. So I'm say he had a pretty high.
I mean,
He was the
I can
first.
I can name an NFL team that did the exact same thing.
Who you
And
talking about?
the 49ers, they use their yards after catch players. They get the guys in space and let them. It ain't the quarterback fault for that. If you got guys that are good after the catch, why not use it? You got Jimmy Horn that get the ball in space. You got Travis Hunter that get the. You give them an inch of space, they gone. But like the tight window throws, Shedeur can make easily, and we don't see him do it.
We've
Now, he
seen
don't.
them make them.
He
You know
just
what I'm
don't got the
saying?
biggest arm. That I mean, can't help that. They're like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had a bigger arm. Drew Brees don't have the biggest arm, but they are accurate quarterbacks. So it
And
goes.
let's not act like Dylan Gabriel didn't have one of the most stacked wide receiver rooms in the country.
Who?
Evan Stewart, Tez Johnson, who else they have?
In my
They
eyes,
wide receiver room was in.
Jimmy
Okay,
Horn and Tez Johnson on the same level.
I will say, Shedeur is a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel in my eyes, for sure. But as far as that, I don't know about that. Those guys, I wouldn't call it stacked. But, but
Huh?
Shedeur did have better athletes on his team. Travis Hunter, for one. He had multiple speed threats. LeJontay Wester, Jimmy Horn. Yes,
Hey,
Oregon had speed threats too.
ain't the Ferguson tight end on that team too? Oh, Virginia.
On on who?
On Oregon.
Oregon. Ain't no, you got Jake Ferguson brother down there with him. The one that
He not
He
Cowboy.
a
got
threat though.
He in
his
third.
backup tight end though. His
Okay.
backup tight end is supposed to go first round next year.
That who the running back was? I'm pretty sure they had a better run game.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. If you can run, you can't. If somebody can't stop the run, pass wide open. When you play Colorado, you know, it's gonna be pass first offense. I mean, they not gonna run it down your throat. If you can run it down somebody's throat, the pass will always be open. Cause now you gotta bring a safety in the box. Everything is open after that. So like they ain't never had to worry about clogging the safety in the box when it came to playing Colorado. So like that made Shedeur job 10 times harder. You gotta be paired. You know they're gonna pad the ball. What else they gonna do?
Hmm?
Not to mention Gabriel had a better offensive line. Just a better all around team. Like Shedeur did more with less.
I wouldn't say
Speaking of
misses
that,
targets though, but like he got some good targets. Now offensive line I
That's the
give
only
you.
thing I just.
Offensive line I do
As
give you.
far as stats, he did more with less. We're not talking about wins. I mean, of course, we know Oregon had a great year, but as far as stats, he did more with less.
Hey,
I wouldn't say.
they gonna get to compete
Hey.
for the spot.
what I was gonna say then, since we talking about Shedeur, how do y'all feel that his jersey is retired at Colorado?
Well, Colorado's not a winning
Yeah.
program.
So like
So
it was the first time
I
they
mean,
ever
Colorado
won.
I understand that.
Yeah, they're like
No,
first
they
time.
won a national championship in the 90s.
But like this, since then, what have they really gave the fans to be excited
Yeah.
for since now?
Not a winning
mean,
program.
You a college football team. You win a championship every decade. You a powerhouse. And you can have consistent winning season, win a championship every decade. You a powerhouse. So I mean, the championship not that long ago in that term. They have been very down bad since then, but I'm just saying.
In the
But
night,
The '90s, that's a couple
jersey
decades.
outside is
That's
The '90s, that's a couple decades.
that's a long time though, Trey. I will say I don't agree with retiring the jersey. And the only reason I say this is because even though he did put up good numbers, he was only there 2 years. In the first year, even though they promised him something good,
He broke every record there in 2 years.
they wasn't that.
Before he got there, I think that was a one-win team.
Yep.
So
Was a one-win team.
It was a one-win team. I do understand that. But that next following year, how many games did they win? 2 more. What was it?
6.
2 or 3 more games?
Yum.
How many games did they win that following year?
They won like 6.
No, they won 4.
They won 4 games. They won 3 more games, and they won.
They
The
have
and
a
in terms of
preview.
football, that's an accomplishment
Yeah.
to go from a one-win team.
1-win team to a 4-win team. It's still.
And
I
then
understand that.
and they add being that 4-win
They
team.
had nobody. They
Yeah.
had nobody.
And then that 4-win team was still the most watched college football team in America.
Yes,
Yes,
that
of
team was
course.
built in 2 years.
Because of the name, yes, and it was built in 2 years. I just feel like the retirement of his jersey shouldn't have happened in 2 years. Just me being honest, because usually I feel like retirement, you've been there a long time, you've been there majority of your career for the 4 years. I do understand you broke the record. That's just like, you know what I'm saying, numerous of guys that come in through other schools, they don't just give it out to them. You feel what I'm saying?
But like, okay, but like say it is though. Don't you think he gave them hope? Like even next year with them not being there, don't you think more fans gonna come out just to see, just to watch, just to be in that process? Or do you take that more as a Coach Prime thing?
That's a Coach Prime thing. We know that 100%. And no disrespect to Shedeur. Even if Shedeur wasn't there, Coach Prime is what's gonna bring the people and put people in seats. Just being 100, because it was the same thing at Jackson State. Even though they lost that SWAT game, after that, Coach Prime had before Jackson State, people knew Jackson State, but people wasn't knowing Jackson State. Jackson State was known for the band. Right or wrong? Sanders came in. That's when stuff started changing because of who he is. First off, because of the man who he is, I say that, but also too because of his name. It's Sanders. That's more so Sanders doing. You get what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, players are still coming to play for Colorado because of who? Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? So like I said, it's just the thing of him, he was only there 2 years. No disrespect to Shedeur. I'm not saying it like he bad. No, he not bad, but just the retirement of the jersey, 2 years, I just feel like that was kind of fast. Just in my opinion.
I understand.
Yeah, I understand it. Let's see how they hold up this year. Like, what's your expectation for them this year? with no Trav, no
It's,
Shedeur.
I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing that they've got a lot of great guys to come in. They was talking about the next quarterback that's coming in after Shedeur. He's gonna be pretty good, and they're getting some. You know, they're getting some more key players. Really, is all I say. It's really gonna all stem from them having an old line. And who knows? They may make the bowl. They may make the bowl game again next year, or they may go into the playoffs. I truly don't know. Only thing is though is the conference that they in though. They in what? Is it the Big 12? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big 12.
Big 12.
And that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's really not no defensive conference, you know. And so it's like, it's out of, it's probably gonna be out of them in Oregon.
Oh.
Is Oregon in the Big 12?
Yeah,
No,
Big 10.
Big 10.
Like,
But
like
um,
who in there? They in Penn State.
cause I would say
Or
some
BYU.
teams
Not
do-
BYU. I think is in the Big 12.
Yeah.
BYU.
Penn
That,
State in the Big 10.
BYU. That's probably one of the better teams they're gonna play in the Big 12. BYU.
You got Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati,
So,
Colorado, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas,
Arizona State.
Kansas State. I forgot about Kansas. Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, UCF, Utah, and West Virginia. So you got some teams, you know, with some familiar stuff. It just all, I just feel like it just all depends. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about, well, everybody didn't get a chance to answer what you said, Linda. How do you feel about Shedeur getting
I didn't-
drafted in the 5th round? Oh, yeah, you did answer. I don't know. I feel like it's more to it, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's
It
more to
is.
it too. But I mean, but that goes to our next question too, though. But we're gonna talk about that. But I personally feel like the Browns got to steal. I feel like they got to steal. They got a lot more in their earlier rounds because everybody, of course, everybody was expecting Shedeur. Some people thought that they were talking about him sliding to the second round, but nobody thought he was going 5th round. So I feel like they got to steal by getting him there because if we look at most of the mock drafts and all the analysts, they had Shedeur going to the Browns with that second pick up
Yeah.
until like the last 3 days.
Yeah.
So
They going
for
number
the
2.
fact that they got him in the 5th round, I feel like I don't know. There's probably more to it, like you said.
Yeah. I agree, though. I think it's more to it for
And
sure.
I do think
Yeah.
if he's not starting week 1, he'll be starting by week 4.
Why you give it week 4?
Just because their QB room is loaded right now.
Yeah.
They got so many QBs. I really don't see that's I will say that they drafted a lot of running backs and they drafted 2 quarterbacks for no reason.
They got some pretty good running backs, though.
Yeah, yeah. They got
They
Dylan
did.
Sampson and Quinshawn
Same concern.
too.
Yeah, heck yeah. What I was
I
about to say,
understand that. I understand that though, because Nick Chubb is a free agent.
Free
They don't know
agent.
what they're gonna do with him. But
Coming off an injury too.
yeah, I understand that. But as far as Shedeur, like I feel like he's gonna have to earn his spot. I feel like just because of like how all this played, I don't think they're gonna give him the green light off the rip because he's still behind. We don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun. I think Joe Flacco's over there,
Kenny
Dylan
Pickett.
Gabriel, Kenny
Kenny Pickett.
Pickett.
Yep.
Yeah, like
They got him loaded.
that's a deep QB thing. He's got to work his way up.
But we are hearing that the Sun probably gonna get cut post June 1st deadline. So,
I can see that. Like, it's too
but
loaded.
it's still for the quarterback there. You just don't know because Joe Flacco is always a pretty consistent guy for the most part, even in the later stages of his career. I don't know what they want to do with Kenny Pickett. He young. Dylan Gabriel, rookie. Sanders, rookie. I don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah.
And they
It'd be
might
good
could be
to keep
using
Joe-
they might could be using Shedeur as trade bait.
I can't see that.
No
I probably use Dylan Gabriel as trade.
trade bait. Okay. I was saying
Oh, you think we see?
I can't see
Cause you don't
Shedeur.
know what, cause you might not know what team willing to come out of.
Like that's the Shedeur is a first round prospect.
It is.
Like even though he failed that far, still at the end of the day he's a first round prospect. You just don't give that up. And the NFL executives know that.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
well.
'cause you got problems with his father or you got problems with his attitude or cockiness outside of the field as a player, come on,
I understand why they
you
wouldn't want to.
can't just.
I don't understand why they don't. Nobody want a cocky
They got to
quarterback.
steal. They got to steal. They got to steal for sure.
Yeah,
So the
Jordan
Browns,
though.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
still. Still round.
No,
that's
you
still
don't want a
That's
cocky
a
quarterback
steal.
though.
Bro,
they're not a steal.
The Browns. The Browns getting
you
Shedeur
get
wasn't
the
a steal.
you get the draft. Probably what they
it would
drafted
have been a steal
six
if they
times.
would have took him where they took that Gabriel, but I mean
I mean,
they
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 wasted
took
even.
a
him
pick with
lower than
But
Gabriel.
you know what
Gabriel
I'm
though.
saying? They took him lower.
Yeah, they
See,
wasted a pick with
they low.
Gabriel,
They
but
low.
to get him in the fifth round is steal.
They took Gabriel because they thought Shedeur probably been gone by then,
Yeah,
or going to be gone.
he should have been gone.
He should have gone that second round. He got Tyler Sutton. Oh, you starting
What did y'all conclude about the jersey retirement?
what Kelmore said, like, I was asking him, do you feel like, how do you think it's gonna look after they're gone? Cause like that's how you determine. That's how I feel like you should determine it, whether what was worth the time. Like if they're gonna be low key bad again, or they gonna win 6+ ball game next year. Like that's
Yeah,
how.
that's all it was. With Prime retiring the jersey, it was just like they set the foundation for the new era of the program. So you retire those two jerseys.
Yeah, Kel just
It
said
wasn't more
it
so
was a
about
lit
the
thing with
accolades.
him not being there as long. Don't Kel like more disappointed about
But
they wasn't there as long. Like he if he was
it was
there,
just more so on their impact.
like Kel said, if they were there from the freshman year to then, he wouldn't have had a problem with it. But like them just coming in 2 years and then getting retired, he ain't like that fact.
Yeah, but it wasn't the school thing. It was just more so Prime making the call because it's his era of the program. So he was like, those two guys were the cornerstone of this new era of Colorado football. So that's why they got their jersey retired.
Travis, I understand. Like I said, and Shedeur is not bad. Shedeur is not bad, but
They go hand to hand. They like Batman and Robin.
no, for sure they go hand to hand. But
So,
like I said though, it just 2 years though. And then, no offense, you ain't like I said, you ain't win. You got to the bowl game. I understand it was improvement, but it wasn't
That's
like it
still a
was
big
something.
improvement in 2 years.
2 years.
that's very quick
How
improvement
many
to go
games?
from
How
one
many games they
game
win exactly? Eight,
9.
9.
8. They won 8
That's still.
the year
No, I
before.
think it was 9. I think it would have been 10 with the bowl game.
I ain't gonna lie, going from 1 win to 4 wins to 9. It's a big
It's
jump.
insane.
In 2 years,
Without an offensive line,
even if it is 8, it's still a big improvement. You doubling your wins every year.
I just like I said, 2 years lengthy, doing that long.
but
Anyways, though, next
but you
question.
gotta think about it. You saying 2 years, but he broke all the schools' record in those 2 years. So I mean, the length don't matter if
Yeah.
you still did what other people couldn't do with 4 years. You did it in 2, so length doesn't matter then. It's more so about impact, not about
And that's
length of
what
the
also
career.
that's another thing too, because Carlo asked, he didn't tell you. He asked, he was just like, so do you feel like Shedeur brought hope to the school, or was it Deion Sanders? I said no, most definitely was Deion Sanders, and that's no disrespect to Shedeur, but I'm like, players are coming there for because of Deion Sanders. Nobody's coming there because of Shedeur and what he did. People are coming there because of
Mm,
Deion Sanders.
Nah, you can't say that because he played a big part in getting Juju Lewis to flip his career when he come to Colorado. Because he like a big brother to Juju Lewis.
I'm not saying he, you know what I'm saying, he's not, but more so it's through Dion is why a lot of players are coming. All of the other players and big name players is through Dion. Just like how Dion got Travis Hunter to go Jackson State. He got him to come swag. It's Deion Sanders. Like I said, there's no disrespect to Shedeur, but it's most definitely it's Coach Prime doing, bro. It's why a
But
lot of
fans,
players, why a lot of
fans
like
still look at what other players do.
I understand that, but it's more so going through the coach as well.
Well,
It's a
always.
lot more.
Got wrong.
It's a lot more on Deion than it is Shedeur. Shedeur may have gotten one player there, but Deion is getting majority of the players there that's coming to play.
That's how it's gonna be regardless of how long you were there. No program is just solely built off one player like Reggie Bush, for example. I'm pretty sure all the players that go to USC not coming just because of Reggie Bush is because of the coach that's in place.
Yeah, I understand that. Reggie Bush did a good thing, but that's what I'm saying. It's more so through Deion Sanders is why players are coming to Colorado.
Like it's,
You got to think about it. USC was good even before Reggie Bush. Colorado wasn't good. Well, nobody gonna be coming to Colorado if it wasn't for Deion.
that's where a lot of places the coach make a difference no matter where it is.